welcome to the fourth episode of the Fast Sex Exchange Show. I am your host, Stuart Cairns. Let's go to our top story. Actor, Buddhist and former gerbil botherer Richard Gere has announced that he plans to quit the silver screen for the ultra-competitive world of ultimate fighting. It's said Gere, 58, is acting on the repressed anger anyone would feel at going bald at the age of 7. The Pretty Woman actor has carried over his political views in the fighting arena as well, saying, "Free to bet or die." A grudge match has been made for the next pay-per-view extravaganza featuring Richard Gere with the Dalai Lama in his corner versus the People's Republic of China. Quite how Gere plans to fight 1.3 billion people remains to be seen, though he has been quoted as saying, "If I can work with Julia Roberts, I can fight 1.3 billion people." It's basically the same thing. No. Celebrity birds united today to march on Washington in protest of the recent massacre of thousands of birds due to the bird flu crisis. Leading the angry ramble was Sesame Street's own Big Bird, who was quoted as saying, "We are sick and tired of watching our bird brethren needlessly executed just so you can have your Christmas turkeys." Amongst the other celebrity birds included such names as Count Duckula, Roadrunner, Tweety Pie, Donald Duck, and Huey and Dewey. Sadly, Louis couldn't be there as he had a gig in Vegas. Shame. It's not known how much effect the march had, seeing as how the Americans know nothing about the recent bird flu outbreak. President Bush, though, has been quoted as saying, "The sum of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the square of the other two sides." Quite what Pythagoras' theorem has to do with any of this remains to be seen. Noted bird enthusiast and close personal friend of Big Bird, Larry King, threw his support behind the rally, saying, "Being quarter owl, this issue is very close to my heart." Touching. There was controversy today after American illusionist and part-time supermodel dater David Copperfield, who was in the country making random things disappear, managed to make Prime Minister Gordon Brown's face disappear. The PM has not been seen since the incident, but here's an artist rendering of what it's thought he looks like now. Uncanny. It's thought Copperfield's reasoning behind this disappearing act was to try to get tax-exempt status for illusionists across the country. Copperfield has been quoted as saying, "He is not getting his face back till he makes my tax disappear." You see what he did there? Just disappear because he's an illusionist. Gordon Brown is taking steps to counteract Copperfield's antics by creating a new position in the government. It is called Minister for Locating Prime Minister Gordon Brown's Face. The position has been filled currently on a part-time basis by ex-Bargain Hunt host David Dickinson. Quite how much success he'll have in his chosen field remains to be seen, although obviously he's quite good at finding bargains and horrible-looking things. Let's move on. In lighter news, 7 people died today after a satellite fell out of the sky and into a house, inside of which were the members of the Rick Astley fan club. It said the club were in the middle of their weekly meeting when the satellite came crashing through the roof, killing them all instantly. Astley has been quoted as saying, "They were brave men. I'm never going to give them up. I'm never going to let them down. I'm never going to run around or hurt them." Touching words from Astley. That's all the time we have for today on the Fast Sex Exchange Show. Join us next week when we'll be taking a hard, investigative look into just who would win in a fight, Robocop or a T-Rex. Good night.